So before we get started, I had a bit of a question. Should Iron Man even be in this? Because he just seems shoved in there, and I don't just want to go with that because almost every stream I've done has included him in some way. I'd love to find a place for him, but I just don't know. Like, maybe we could discuss how that could work. Um, could it be that he was in search of I don't know. Could it be that the Transformers came to Earth, his Earth? Well, okay. You know what? Maybe it's actually best to act as though they all exist in the same universe, not different dimensions. And say that the Power Rangers, I mean, it's going to contradict a lot of things in the comics, but we'll act as though this has its own continuity, right? We'll say that the um okay. So I'll have to make some decisions here. We'll say that Tony Stark um and the Avengers do exist, as well as Shield. Hello there, Pedro Garcia. How are you? Um we'll say that Captain America is one of them. For um Hulk, um we'll just go with the main 4 or 5. Gamer guy, how's it going? Not too much, not too much. Just getting into a what I hope will be a neat little chat, not discussion. This a discussion would imply that it's thought out, and this is me just pretty much spitballing ideas. Um, as is usually the case. So, no, I do not. And there's a very simple reason why. A very good reason why. Um, I just find those headsets to be uncomfortable. I love the idea of VR, but unless we get to a point where the VR technology involves to not require a headset, I'm not touching it. I feel like at some point in the future, uh, oh, I'm so sorry about that, people. I thought I cleared that up. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that. That was quite nasty. Ugh. I can do better than this, folks. I promise you. Very unprofessional, very inhumane. Nobody should have seen that. All right, let me take care of that. But yeah, love the idea of VR. Uh, well, it's good that you didn't see. Like many things, it's an amazing concept, but due to limits in technology and, of course, cost, where VR could be is not where it currently is. I think we will at some point in time have not headsets for VR, but I think we'll have something more akin to if anyone here has played the game Heavy Rain and remembers the FBI agent Norman Jaden. He had these sunglasses that could generate holograms. My idea is that eventually there will be glasses similar to that, but for VR, which is essentially what those glasses did too. They could project holograms as well as VR. Something like a future iteration of Google Glass, I see doing this, but one designed specifically for gaming in mind. With gaming in mind. I think it's only a matter of time. If the VR headsets were roomier and not a pain for those of us who have to wear glasses to put on, I'd probably have one myself. But then again, you know, the games that you make for VR are not going to look as impressive as non-VR games because you have to focus on the virtual reality aspect, meaning, you know, the games are not going to be as involved as they could be. I understand they need to test these things. They can't just work on the technology, not sell something so as to get feedback and then continue to advance it. But, you know, it's still very much a niche thing. And I think it will continue to be so for probably at least 10 years before it really takes off. I'm going to turn the camera off for just a second or two, or maybe even a minute or two. But getting back into the video's main topic, and even though I've said that, please feel free to ask any questions. Please leave a thumbs up. It really is appreciated. Consider subscribing. So I mainly play on the Switch 2 currently, but I do own a PS5 as well. Anyway, jumping ahead a bit. So yeah, we'll say that the main 4 Avengers are part of this. No disrespect to No disrespect to Black Widow and Hawkeye. I just don't think they have any real need to be here, and they're not even going to be involved in this storyline. So we'll say that somehow, some way, maybe the Power Rangers at this point they it's they could have predated the Avengers. Maybe Shields caught wind of them. Maybe Zordon's magic or influence or what have you was great enough to shield them from even the eyes of Shield. Because we know from the series that in the original show there were never any um, instances where the military or the government was shown looking at footage of the Rangers in action. At least not from what I can remember. And even if they did, it was like a one-off, one-time thing. So we would just have to assume that Zordon, has some kind of power to keep them hidden, right? To keep them from being known about. And I think that makes sense. Um, so, I have a PS5. Well, I could add you on a PS5 as well. It depends on what kind of games you're interested in playing. Because I don't have everything. So we'll say that the Autobots were battling it out with the Decepticons. They got seriously damaged, both of them. The Decepticons went to the moon, which by happenstance is where Lord Zed and company are located. And the Autobots went to the Earth and just so happened to land where, maybe close by the command center. What do you mean by how do I know all this stuff? This is all just a fan fiction idea for the sake of conversation. It's not actually a real thing. Is it Dre Sean Jameson? Hello there. How you doing? Thank you for the like. Hold on a second. Need to close this door for some privacy. I see we've got some 7 viewers. Please consider leaving a like if you have yet to do so. But anyway, yeah. So we'll say that's the story. Thank you for the second like to whoever left one. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so they're badly damaged, and even though Billy tends to be a tech whiz, they need someone that's even more skilled when it comes to advanced technology. And so we'll say that they send the Rangers out to meet with Tony Stark. They know that he's Iron Man, and they bring him into the fold. And while he's helping them, something happens. The Decepticons attack. And the Rangers more or less get clobbered. We will say that Tony Stark has an armor that's fairly powerful. Let's say it's as strong as the one he has in Endgame, at the very least, but it's not powerful enough to take on the likes of Megatron and all the Decepticons. He ultimately gets defeated. Uh, and they basically need to, hightail it out of there with their tails between their proverbial legs. By way of Zordon teleporting them all out of there. Now, maybe they're concerned about the possibility that Zed and the Decepticons will find where they're hiding out at and suggests that they leave the Earth for a period of time so as to repair the Autobots, try to salvage what's left of the Red Ranger suits, and come back and fight them all together. Maybe they ask Ninjor for his help in this. I don't know. Maybe Tony even contacts Thor to bring them to Asgard for for temporarily, so that he can make repairs to the Autobots, and something goes awry, and they're like, okay, well, you could repair us, but it's clear that we're going to need greater power to be able to defeat all of our enemies at once. So I think what you should do is take our damaged bodies, parts of them. Uh, I did not. Do you mean in terms of the MCU or the comics? I also don't remember what the 48 looks like. Um, but yeah, something like that happens, and this more or less leads to uh, them having to think quickly, uh, taking some of the damaged parts of the Transformers' bodies, along with uh, arc reactor technology, finding a way to, you know, duplicate all of that, and at the same time build a sort of housing unit for the Transformer sparks so they don't fade away, right? Because if their bodies are completely destroyed, their sparks will be gone, and that's it, right? And they probably combine what's left of the power coins along with that. They need as much power as they can to basically create something that will both empower the Rangers as well as allow the Transformers and their technology. You see where this is going. It's basically a way to keep the Transformers safe, as well as give them that extra oomph they need to beat all the bad guys. Oh, so Iron Man 3. Okay. I don't really have much of a memory about that movie. To be completely honest with you, I'm not a fan of Iron Man 3 at all. Um, it is one of the most disappointing MCU films for me, if not the most. It's a movie I refuse to watch ever again. Uh, and even Endgame, I will at least watch bits and pieces of. Uh, but never Iron Man 3. No. It leaves too much of a bad taste in my poor taste in my mouth. There's only one other movie that is that way for me, but I'm not as angry towards it because I wasn't as hyped up for it, and that's the first Captain Marvel film. I didn't care for that one either, but it didn't leave me enraged. Just disappointed. Um, it bothers me because you know the whole thing, and I don't know how he is in the comics, but I'd assume he's at least slightly similar in the comics. Tony Stark's whole deal is learning from his mistakes and upgrading his armor so that it's not just more powerful and has more effective weaponry, but he's basically able to solve a major problem that his previous model had. And that leads to the defeat of the villain. That never happens in 3. If they just gave him the extremist armor, um, you know, that would have been one thing. The movie would have been so much better just from that alone. Remove the Mandarin stuff altogether. Don't even use him. Just have I think his name was Killian. Just use him as the villain. Maybe make him a bit more menacing. Maybe make him more threatening. Give him maybe give him a suit. Maybe make his powers more um, impressive. He didn't really have much going on there. He's kind of just like, oh, my eyes glow red, and I when I touch things, I can, like, burn them and stuff. You could have done more with the character to make him a physical threat, like something with technology. And I know, is it Guy Pearce? Is that the name of the actor that played Killian? He's definitely a talented actor. He deserved so much better. That movie could have been awesome, but I'm not comfortable with just placing it in the chat, or in the stream, or naming it in the stream. Uh, what is my age? Why do you want to know? What's the relevance? Alrighty, gamer guy. Well, if you're on again, I'll try to send you my Discord so you can ask me there. I'd prefer to send it to you that way as opposed to on YouTube, if that's cool. So I'll try to post my Discord in the comment section after this stream is public, and then you can reach out to me there. But in the meantime, have a good one. No, I do not want to end the stream. Almost did that by mistake. Ah. Um. Got a question for those of you who'd like to answer it, or hazard, I guess. When do you think the first full length trailer for Avengers Doomsday is going to release? The movie is supposed to come out December, correct? So, shouldn't it be out within either this month or next? I would think it would be out sometime in August at the latest. Just curious. Um, can't really think of much else to discuss for this one. As you know, I tend to run out of things to talk about relatively quickly, uh, which is why these streams don't last usually any longer than half an hour, unless there's a lot of talk going on in the chat, which unfortunately there isn't. But hey, that's okay. People are busy. People are working. People are potentially sleeping, doing other things. It is what it is. But yeah, to that note, since I've run out of things to say, how about we call this stream finite? You should know the drill by now. If you like the stream, uh, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Especially once the stream is available to the public. Uh, Please also consider subscribing, commenting, and liking if you haven't seen the stream live. And you know what's coming. The truth is, I am